Grab your Bible and grab your smoke. News and weather, music and jokes. See you on the porch in my favorite house coat. It's the Sarah Beth Terry Show. It's 6:37 on Sunday, May the 31st. It's the last day of May. June is upon us, friends. Half the year is just whipped on by. I just got up out of bed, fed the dogs and the cat and the chickens and the turkeys. And I can't find the two little turkeys. I'm hoping they're sitting under Mama, but they could have run off because two of the baby chicks ran off yesterday. And I found them in the neighbor's yard, 2 houses down. Amazing to me that they got out of the brooder, out of the coop, out of the run, across the yard, out of the fence, and across 2 more fences before I found them. If baby chicks are ready to roll, there's really nothing that you can do to stop them. I can't control the birds. I can't control anything. I'm having a hard time controlling my tongue this morning. Especially when I saw Andy Dandy Bashir, Governor Extraordinaire of Kentucky, is now visiting South Carolina, the Palmetto State, South Kakalaki. He's like, they're tired of the Trump too. And I'm like, you know, used to be when you went against the sitting president of a country, it was called treason. You were called a turncoat. You were called a blue falcon. You were called a whistleblower. You were called a pussy. And now it's all the rage to be unpatriotic and hate your leaders and hate things to celebrate the freedom of our country. We'll get to Martina McBride here in a second. I am incredibly disappointed in her. She had no problem singing for Bill Clinton. She had no problem singing for Obama. She had no problem singing for Black Lives Matter. She had no problem singing for Biden twice. She had no problem singing for Hillary. She had no problem singing for Bernie. It just became a problem when the sitting president of the United States asked you to sing at the 250th birthday celebration. Wow, I'd love to have that kind of money. I'd love to have that kind of money where I could tell the president of the United States to fuck off. I'd love to have that kind of money and that kind of fan club to where I could say, you want me to sing at the semi-quincentennial birthday celebration of our country? Fuck you. No. Mm-mm. I'd love to have that kind of money. I would. The funny thing is that she don't. Nobody does. Nobody has the kind of money it took to say, fuck off to the president of the United States. That's fine. You don't have to like him. Don't say nothing about that in the Constitution. It does not say that we must all rally behind the school president and wash his car and do his homework and make sure he's prom queen. No, it doesn't say any of that. But y'all wouldn't know that because you haven't read the Constitution or the Bill of Rights or the Declaration of Independence or any other government documentation that would prove me right. Show of hands, who's actually read the fucking Bill of Rights? Can you even tell me what they are? Who's read the Constitution? Who knows all the amendments? Waiting. Y'all are quick to quote the Bible by rote, but you don't know what's going on in your own country. And truthfully, you're not even quoting the Bible right. You're cherry picking. You're picking which verses apply to you in your situation at that exact time. Never mind all this shit that you're doing wrong that God's like, and also don't do this, and also don't do that, and also don't do these things. And you're like, that really doesn't apply to this. Okay. Maybe Andy Bashir could move to South Carolina and take Martina with him. Then I wouldn't have to run into either one of them in Kentucky or Nashville. It's not that I'm mad at Martina, it's just the hypocrisy. You just found out that you're going to be a grandmother. Is that the grandma that you want to be? My granny taught me to stand up and put my hand over my heart and say thank you to veterans and soldiers. My granny taught me that you didn't let that flag touch the ground no matter what. My granny told me that if the president ever asks you to do something, you stand up and say, here I am. She's not going to have the same granny I did, is she? Shame. It's not letting me see your comments anymore. It's because they're mad at me. Can't be telling that much truth, Sarah Beth. How will we control the population if you're not on the same narrative? Because I don't give a fuck. Good morning. In world news, the Gaza ceasefire, Hamas remains in contact with regional mediators regarding a transition into the second phase of a ceasefire framework, while accusing Israel of stalling the diplomacy. All my sources say there's nothing over there left to fight for. They pretty much bulldozed, killed, and decimated everything within a 250-mile radius. But, again, I'm on a porch in West Virginia, and they don't let me know everything now, do they? The Strait of Hormuz, a highly anticipated U.S.-Iran ceasefire deal, hangs in limbo, and Trump said, if y'all don't come to an agreement, we're going to start this war back up, and it's going to go a lot worse than you think it will. It only took Japan twice to learn. How many times is it going to take y'all to learn? Y'all can see 3 suns in one day for all I fucking care. The U.S. military reported disabling a Gambia-flagged cargo vessel in the region after it allegedly attempted to breach a blockade. We are now into this 2.5-year mark of fuck around and find out. Anybody else want to keep poking at the bear? French police have detained over 400 people following a severe clash and riot in Paris after Paris Saint-Germain captured the UEFA Championship League title. That's just a bad case of sportsmanship. We have that same problem in Kentucky when they start burning couches when Kentucky wins. We just got to find a more creative and constructive way to show our team spirit. That's all there is to it. You can't be throwing a fit because you won. In U.S. news, Victor Wembanyama, that's a fun name to say, Wembanyama, and the San Antonio Spurs defeated the Oklahoma City Thunder to win the Western Conference titles. The Spurs will host Game 1 of the NBA Finals against the Knicks this Wednesday. Are you so excited? There's ICE facility protests. Clashes intensified between immigrant advocates and federal enforcement agents at the Delaney Hall facility following a week-long detainee hunger strike over living conditions. If you don't like the way you're being treated, go home. If you don't like the 3-course meals, the hot and the cot that you're getting in our detainee facilities, go home. If you don't like me putting in a little cage and waiting your turn to come into the United States, go home. You can't sit here. A devastating bus and car collision in Virginia killed 5 people, including a family of 4 who were traveling to a wedding that was up in Quantico, and a bus driver just flat out didn't see the signs and ran over 6 cars. Again, go home. I'm aggravated today. I don't understand in West Virginia why I should have to have a translator to go to the Goodwill. I understand in Kentucky why I should have to know how to speak Spanish to get gas. I understand in Tennessee why I have to bow down to every single DEI fucking coming and going when it has nothing to do with the industry that I'm in. It hurts when I do this. In Appalachia, Healing Appalachia was postponed, possibly canceled. They don't have anything to put it on. Well, let's see your headliners. Let's see their spending habits. Are you really healing? Or are you hurting Appalachia? Because you don't let anybody from Appalachia actually play there. Just the people that moved away, made a bunch of money, made nices of themselves, come back. It's not healing. It's a class reunion. It's all right. Producers cited rising production costs and economic climates. But you can quote the fact that the only song that he had worth of fuck was Biting List and it won a Grammy. It was about chewing on people when you got rabies. Write better songs. The annual celebration honoring mountain heritage wrapped up its weekend festivities at the State Capitol Complex in Charleston, West Virginia. The Vandalia Gathering showcased traditional Appalachian music, dance, and storytelling. This was the first I've heard about it, and I live 15 minutes from Charleston. It's over with now. Congratulations and many happy returns. Back to advertising. If you build it, they'll come. Well, they won't unless you put up a sign. It's not hard. Okay. The National Forest logging is blocked. A federal judge officially struck down the U.S. Forest Service expansive logging proposal for the Pisgah and Nantahala National Forest, ruling it violated the Endangered Species Act. You want to know how to stop these data centers? Build you an eagle's nest. put you some native plants, put you shit that they can't dig back up again. Y'all aren't thinking ahead. If I don't want somebody drilling on my property, I'm going to go buy 500 endangered different species trees and flowers and be like, can't move them against the law, against your own law. Violates the Endangered Species Act. Instead, everybody's like, I'm just going to go to the meeting. That's going to help. I'm just going to bitch about it on Facebook. That's going to help. It has for the past 20 years. That's why your kids can't read or do math. Keep them on Facebook. Environmental data highlighted significant gas loss rates from low-producing conventional wells across Appalachia, sparking regional debate over energy competitiveness and local economic health. Yeah, there's a lot of orphan wells that's bubbling the ground because the methane's starting to come up. We can't figure out what's wrong with the landfills and why they're leaching into the soil and giving us norm. Let's put a data center, should we? I mean, the ship's already sinking. Won't we serve cocktails? Entertainment and country music news. We've already went over Martina McBride pulling out. Bret Michaels pulled out, which might be the first time he's ever done that in his entire life. From the Great American State Fair, performers cited concerns over the event's direct ties to Trump. Well, yeah, he's the president. He's the one that will be signing your check for you to come play there. So, Donald Trump is now slated to headline the opening ceremony himself. I hope they give him a microphone and a guitar. I can't get over this. I can't get over the fact that you are so pissed off at the country that you have freedom in, that you was born in, that you was raised in, that you have opportunities available to you that's available nowhere else in the entire friggin' world. And one person that you will never meet in person, they're going to be there. I'm not going. Did your mama never tell you to be the bigger person? Suck it up. Life goes on. Get over it. Get on with it. I'm not going if they're there. Well, you sound like a high schooler who's pissed off at prom. And I hope that your entire career reflects that. The Bristol Rhythm and Roots lineup, the birthplace of country music, by the way, officially unveiled final guest additions and a commemorative poster art piece for the festival's highly anticipated 25th anniversary coming this fall. Super excited. Ella Langley continues her massive momentum following her sweep at the ACMs with her single Be Her maintaining the #1 spot on the Music Row Country Breakout Radio chart. Good job. Basil Toff and many happy returns. Oh, and did you see where Pam Bondi's testimony about Epstein wasn't recorded nor written down? It's weird. Is it weird that the DOJ said, hey, guess what? We've known about aliens and UFOs, and we've had contact with them since the 30s. So you're telling me all them Foo Fighters that everybody saw during World War II were probably UFOs and not enemy planes? Huh. You're telling me the reason that we got the hell out of the ocean and went to space with the NASA program is because we wanted to explore the world beyond ours? Huh. You're telling me that since 1958 we're not allowed to go to Antarctica anymore? Why? Huh. Your story's not holding up and we're starting to see through the wool. Anywhere else in the world, you'd be called a liar. And let's just address this real quick. Venue and festival owners, please hear me. Please hear me. Please, if you hear nothing else that comes out of my mouth, hear this. In 2026, with gas $5.15 a gallon, how dare you offer a gig for exposure? Come on down to the festival. We need 25 acts that can perform an hour apiece. Bring your own sound. You're not getting paid. It's a 5-hour trip out into the woods. There's no electric. None of this sounds like a plus for me. It's that time of the year again for the Mongolia County Fair. We need 25 bands to play about 40 minutes apiece. You got to bring your own sound and lights. Then that's not a county fair. Because there's a budget at the Fair Association for entertainment. And the first thing you do, besides hiring the porta potties and the security and taking out the liability on the insurance claim, is that you put aside an entertainment budget. You hire a sound guy. You build a stage. No, we're just going to put them on a flatbed cattle trailer. They can bring their own speakers. Bad news bears, if I have to bring my speakers anywhere, it's an automatic $500 surcharge. Automatic. Those speakers are $1,000 a piece. I have 12 of them. I also have a $10,000 rack with a crate in it with the power board. I also have over $20,000 worth of guitars that I play on stage. Free, you say? No. 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 You can nickel and dime all these little wannabes all you want to. And I'm so disappointed, and I would name her name, but it turns to vinegar in my mouth and makes my face turn into tartar dyskinesia. I'm embarrassed of you. I'm embarrassed of you that we've offered you every single song in the catalog. We've offered you every single stage in Eastern Kentucky. And what do? You go join a karaoke contest in Tennessee and win first prize. Congratulations, because that's all you'll ever be. That's the top of your Everest. You've posted about it 9 times now on your page over the past week. $500 prize isn't that big of a prize, sweetheart. It's really not. Not when you're against 55 other people. They made a fuck ton of money off of that $20 entry fee. But you won't sing any more of my songs, and you won't share any more stages with me. Because if you want to play in the game show circuit, by all means, pack your Price is Right bathing suit and your number, because I won't be a part of it. There's enough competition in this fucking industry without actually televising it or offering monetary prize. The prize should be, hey, you made it. Now you have a record deal. Now you have songs on the radio that people actually give a shit about. They're buying tickets. They're going to your shows. That's the success. $500 at a karaoke contest when you've been plugging in this business for 20 years is not a success. That's a setback. We all see it. We all see it. That's okay. I'm going to have to review comments on my other phone because it won't let me see what you're saying. You're probably not saying anything, but if you are, I don't want to miss it. Facebook's had a real keen sense of letting me be by myself on the porch for the past couple of days. And that's okay. They're fixing to go through a big overhaul too. Now I'm reading your comments. Heather, you're absolutely right. Small towns do not support small towns. Kentucky does not support Kentucky. West Virginia does not support West Virginia. You know what we do support? Who TikTok and Facebook and Instagram tells us to. You know who we do support? The people that they're force feeding down your throat. You know who you do support? The people that are showing up in your algorithm. And I love how they keep lumping music into not a real job. Sarah, we want you to come sing for the 4th of July thing. Awesome. It's blocka, blocka, blocka. It's this much money. Money? We thought you loved to sing. I do love to sing, but that's how I pay my bills, and I have for 35 years. No. We'll ask Judy from down there at church. Okay, but on your poster, it's going to say Judy from down there at church and not hit songwriter, country music singer, and comedian Sarah Beth Terry. I might think I might draw a little bigger crowd than Judy from church. I could be wrong. I've never heard of Judy from church. She might be all right. She's going to do it for free. And a funnel cake. Well, that's good. Just how I make my money. Trying so hard to have grace, but my grace is running real short when everybody just flat refuses to use any common sense. There's a difference in not knowing better and still not doing anything about it. I mean, I can't. It's a pretty day here in West Virginia. It's about 55 degrees. The sun's up. There's not a cloud in the sky. We had a full moon last night. I watched it come up over the hill. I fell asleep on the couch watching Modern Family. Then I went to bed. It's going to be a pretty day. And it will continue to be a good day as long as I stay the hell off of Facebook. So I'm going to do this early so we can visit. And then get on with my day. I love y'all. And I love the support and the camaraderie and the porch visits that we have. I love you guys. And I talk to you like I would talk to anybody else who was on my phone or on my porch. It's kind of a little exclusive club. Sarah's going to tell you exactly what she thinks as long as you're on her porch. But the thing is that I'm not alone in the way that I think. I'm just the only one that's loud enough to say anything. And for 25 years, I have bit my tongue and rode the sideline and been like, Sarah, don't say nothing. Didn't stop them from talking shit about me. Didn't stop them from doing their thing. Didn't stop them from absolutely destroying the house of cards that I built. So I don't care anymore. I got the receipts. I know where the bodies are buried. I'm going to start talking. I'm just over it. I'm not disheartened as much as I am just aggravated. Excuse me. Is anybody happy to be here? Is anybody happy to wake up every morning and go, Lord, thank you for this gorgeous day. Thank you for the air in my lungs. Thank you for the husband in my bed, the dogs on my couch, and the chickens in my coop. Thank you, Lord, for putting your hand of protection over my daddy yesterday when he was in a horrible motorcycle wreck. Thank you for being with my mother so she's strong enough to get through it again. Thank you for being with my brother and my sister-in-law, my niece and my nephew who are 18 hours away and can't get home. Thank you for being with my granny and my Aunt Shirley who are pushing 90 and are still doing everything they can to stay afloat. Is anybody happy to be here? Or are you just pissed off at everything? Pissed off at Trump, pissed off at Hamas, pissed off at the Strait of Hormuz, pissed off at the FIFA World Cup, pissed off at the robot dogs that are scanning people's faces, pissed off. May I recommend a solution? Legalize it across the country and watch everything go a little smoother. Somebody asked me yesterday if I was going to sell some of my chickens. I said I'm going to have to, because now we have double the flock with these babies. So if you need a rooster or a hen or a pair, I'd be glad to help you out. However, I will not be selling to John Harr out of Greenup, Kentucky, who 3 years ago, with Harr Family Homestead, or whatever the hell he was peddling, bought $300 worth of my chickens, and to this day, 3 years later, has not given me a damn dime on them. He's a chicken thief. John Harr, that works for CSX from Greenup County, Kentucky, he's a chicken thief. He's a chicken thief. I gave him 3 years. I sent him to small claims. I sent him a cease and desist. I sent him a please pay me now or I'm coming after your ass. Still working on the railroad and swindling people right and left up there in Greenup and South Shore. So if you know him or know of him, steer clear because he's a chicken thief. And he owes me $300 and has for 3 years now. And those were my favorite chickens. And I did a whole Facebook series on them. And you stole them. It's the same as coming and taking my lawnmower off the porch. It's the same as breaking in my damn house. You're a thief. No, a thief I'd have more respect for because they had the gall to do it behind my back. You did it in front of my face and looked at me and said, Sarah, I promise you on the first day of May, which is in 2023, I will pay you the $300 that I owe you for these chickens. Here we are, May 31st, 2026, not a dime. I think about those chickens every single day. I would have kept those chickens, but you told me that they were going to a really good farm and that you'd pay me handsomely for them. Those are the things I don't get over very easily. It ain't even about the money. It's the fact that you stole my children and killed them. You and that little whore that I was living with. It's all right. There's a really, really nice seat on the front row of hell waiting for you because I know all the other stuff that you've done too in Greenup County. You tend to talk when you get on crack, son. You forget that. And everybody has a phone that has a recorder. Just aggravated. Stephanie, I'm with you. I took a nap yesterday for 4 hours, and I got real mad at myself because I didn't finish my yard. But you know what? Your body has a way of being like, guess what? You're tired. You're going to bed. Now. Okay. Oh, Marianne, you know him? He's a chicken thief. I did a lot for John. I helped him out quite a bit. And for him to do that dirty and then just disappear like a fart in the wind. And he comes from a pretty good family of honest people, too. A little rough around the edges. But all it takes is one bad apple, don't it? If you see him across the river, say, you owe Sarah $300 for them chickens you stole from her 3 years ago. And she's still pretty fucking mad about it. I don't like a liar, and I don't like a thief. Those are two things that I will not abide. A liar and a thief. If you're either of those things, don't come on my porch. Because if you do, I'm going to know that you're a thief, and I'm going to treat you accordingly. That's also part of them big military documents and government documents that no one's read that we were talking about. You remember them amendments we was talking about? I know the second one backwards and forwards. The Lord's hard on my heart this morning. He keeps saying 2 words to me over and over again. Stewardship and discernment. Stewardship and discernment. Stewardship and discernment. And I'm like, I hear you. It's the same as when my granny goes, I really need you to come out here and help me get them tables out of the garage. I'll do it. Been a little bit like Jonah this morning. I'm just dragging my feet. Stewardship in the fact that, Sarah, if you want a bigger house, if you want a nicer vehicle, if you want more opportunities, if you want more gigs, if you want more friends, you're going to have to be a good steward of the ones you've already got. You're going to have to keep your house clean. You're going to have to keep the dishes washed. You're going to have to keep the clothes folded. You're going to have to keep the porch swept. You're going to have to keep up with your friends. You're going to have to keep up with your family. You're going to have to call and check on them. Because how am I going to bless you with anything else if you don't have time for the things I've already given you? I can't bless you with all this clutter in your life. I hear you. And then I hear discernment about, Sarah, don't do that. Sarah, don't hang out with them. Sarah, have we not learned anything? We don't hang out with them. This is where that same verse of, if they will not accept the good news, shake the dust off your feet of that town. Don't beg them to hear you. Don't beg them to respect you. If they don't want what you've got, move on. And that's where I'm having trouble, because my discernment is spot on, but my heart is too big. The discernment says, they're trouble, Sarah, walk away. The Savior complex in me says, I might be able to fix it. I'm going to give you a piece of advice. You can't save somebody that don't know they're drowning. All they do is just capsize your boat. I don't know. I'm not pissed off. I'm just aggravated this morning. I'm aggravated that I can have the greatest peaceful sleep. I can get up, enjoy the sunrise, have some moments with God, have a couple cigarettes. And then I get on here to talk to you guys, and I have like 75 friggin' alerts. It's like, Bashir's in in South Carolina raising hell. Martina won't sing at the birthday party. Everybody's pissed off at Trump. We refuse to pay singers and songwriters. Yeah. Could do like my papa always used to do. He'd be like, you know how you get over the news? What? Turn it off. Go do something else. But then a part of me knows that, Sarah, you're in an industry that speaks for the regular folk, that talks for the regular folk, because there's a lot of us that feel this way that don't have a microphone or a stage to get our voices out. And that's what the porch is for. That's what we talk about. That's what we visit about. That's what we pray about. That's what we try to do stuff about. I think that if there was more people on their porch trying to figure out the world's problems, we'd probably be in better shape. But instead, there's just a bunch of overpaid politicians on vacation in Costa Rica with Marjorie Taylor Greene trying to figure out how that they can line their pockets with another data center. Plant you some endangered plants. Set you up a wildlife habitat. Somebody said, you sure changed your tune on data centers. No, I know that your progress moves on. I'm not real crazy about them cutting up the mountains, but we need the coal. I just don't want it done in my front yard. I just don't want it done on my papa's land. I just don't want it done in the river that I get my water from. Surely there can be a compromise to where we can both peacefully coexist without destroying each other. But I dream. I just pray the Lord comes back quick, because I don't know how much longer we can all handle this. I think we're going to end up destroying ourselves. We won't have to wait for the end of the world. We're taking care of it by ourselves. We can't get along long enough to even have a discussion at the Piggly Wiggly about the price of bacon. What makes you think that we're going to get our shit together when we actually come up against an enemy? Everybody knows that the way to divide government is to conquer from the inside. Divide and conquer. That's in War and Peace. That's in the Rules of War. That's in any of your books that they still let you read that talk about military strategy. Divide and conquer. And they're doing it to us. And no one seems to give a shit. They're like, y'all can't get along, you have different politics. No, we have the same politics. Well, you don't get along because you're not the same religion. No, we go to church together. Well, she has an Android and you have an iPhone. The fuck? They're literally looking for reasons to divide us. And I think that the reason that we're letting them is because somewhere back about 10, 15 years ago, we stopped replacing logic with emotion. We stopped replacing science with psychology. We stopped replacing reality with social media. And y'all are saying AI is the problem. Half of you ain't who you supposed to be for the last 20 years. Don't act like because you're now in a cartoon that life has changed. It's about time you had a profile picture as fake as you are. And I'm not calling out names. I'm talking in generalities this morning because if I called out names, we'd be here till tomorrow evening. You know who you are. Do better. I'm out here in a house coat and a sweater. Hair still air dried from the night before. Slept in my earrings. Surprised there's not some kind of imprint on my cheek. Not a stitch of makeup on. Still got eyelash glue on there from 2 days ago because that son bitch won't come off even if you use Gojo grease. I bought 4 dining room chairs, a ladder, a baker's rack, a tiny trinket shelf, and a full-length mirror at the yard sale yesterday. Thought I did pretty good. Oh, and I didn't show you the best thing. Hang on. I got this for $15. A Tiffany-style stained glass lamp. And my husband has been working on it this evening. I went to bed. Wait a minute. He plugged it in for me. Where's the clicker? Hang on. You ready? I know. I'm going to hang it on the porch, but it's like 50 pounds, so I'm going to have to get something like an anchor to hold it up. But look at that. He rewired it for me and put it on a little switch so that I can use it on the porch. So, thanks to Sean, darling, for fixing my $15 lamp. That's now the second $15 stained glass lamp that I've got like that. And on eBay, they're like $250. I did all right with my $15. So that's on today's project to figure out where I'm going to put that. I'm not mad. I should probably clarify that more often. I'm not mad. As most cigarette moms, I'm just disappointed. I want to go play music and tell jokes and tell stories and visit with people and build a community and tell the good news. Bring them closer to Christ. Bring them closer to their family. Bring them closer to each other. Get to know yourself just as good, you know. But it's never been harder to be real than it is now. You have to be older and wiser, but you can't look older and wiser. And we want you to be skinny, but we want you to be that skinny. And we're worried about your weight. Me and Devin talked about this yesterday. I said, you know why I am the size that I am? And she said, because of genetics and poor eating habits. I was like, probably. But mostly, my very first photo shoot in Nashville for a single I was working on. I was 22 years old. I brought my cowboy boots. I brought my guitar. I brought my blue jean jacket that my papa gave me. I was ready. I was going to do this single the way I wanted to. And by the end of the photo shoot, this is the picture they chose to represent me and my music. This. and this. That's what they thought would represent me as a country music singer and comedian. I was like going to the gym. I started writing more songs, started going to the studio more, started hanging out in back alley writers' rooms, writers' rounds, places that no longer exist in Nashville. Because if they were looking at me like that, they weren't listening to me. So you want to know why I'm this size? You want to know why I'm not going to do Ozempic? Why I'm not going to be at Planet Fitness every day working myself to death? Because you're going to die anyway. Doesn't matter how many sit-ups you do. Doesn't matter how many miles you run. Doesn't how much soy and whey that you get out of your diet. It doesn't matter. You're still going to die. That's inevitable. Yes, going to the gym and losing a little bit of weight might alleviate some health problems, and I might live a little longer, but I'm still going to die. I'd rather live on my own terms and die on my own terms. And I don't want to be looked at like I don't want to be looked at like that ever again, except by my husband. My husband still thinks I look like that. Let's not spoil it for him. But I thought I had, at the time, 10,000 songs in my catalog. And could play anything with strings and had 3 degrees in music. And that is how they wanted me to be represented. So if you want to know why Sarah's got a little cushion around the middle, if you want to know why I got muffin handles, you want to know why I've got my winter fat and my spring rolls, because I'm more concerned about what I'm saying and what I'm singing. If you like what you're looking at, great. But last time I checked, they couldn't see you on the damn radio. I miss those days. And now thanks to things like Instagram and Snapchat and TikTok and Tinder, you can text and message these artists, and somebody on their team or on the bot team or on the fake team that you think you're talking to will send back a response that makes you believe that you might have a chance with Lainey Wilson. The delusion is scarier right now than anything. The entitlement. I don't deserve shit. I don't deserve one of the blessings that I have been given. I do not deserve to have this nice of a house with this nice of a yard with this great of a husband. I know that. But I'm thankful for it. I'm thankful for it. I thank God for it every single minute of the day. But never have I been like, well, I should have more rose bushes than this. I should have a bigger porch. How dare me? Do I think I'm so entitled that I can demand something of God? We sure demand it of each other, don't we? What's in my heart today? It's Sunday morning. Let's do a little bibliomancy, shall we? You ever know what bibliomancy is? My mama used to do it. It's where you set the Bible up and you crack the Bible, and wherever it lands and wherever verse that you're on, that's supposed to be your advice for the day. So it's called bibliomancy. It's consulting the Bible. So if you were just like, shuffle your cards. Man, I did a lot of highlighting. Did you see that in that one little section there? All right, let's look at... All right. I hear you, Lord. I happen to turn to Jeremiah 2:25. Jeremiah 2:25 says, slow down. Take a deep breath. What's your hurry? Why wear yourself out? Just what are you after anyway? But you say, I can't help it. I'm addicted to alien gods, and I can't quit. Lord, I hear you loud and clear this morning. What's your alien gods this morning? Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Temu, Amazon, Netflix. What's your alien god today? Sleeping in, not going and spending some time with the Lord? not checking on your family, not getting up and enjoying the day, being a glutton. What's your alien God today? Because God just told me in Jeremiah 2:25, I need to slow down, take a breath. What am I after? What a fitting verse to end our conversation with this morning. And you tell me God ain't real. He basically just text messaged me. Speaking of that, keep your Bibles up and your powder dry on your head on the swivel, because people are nuts. Just flat out nuts. Be nice to old people, animals, and children. Love your neighbor if you can. If you can't, give it to God. He loves you and I do too. Thank you for joining me on the porch this morning. I hope that whatever you do today, that you do it for God and you do it blessed. Find out what you're going to do it on purpose. Do it with gusto. Do it with joy. Be nice to somebody else. Just be kind. Find ways that you're the same instead of different. Because the only way we're different right now is because I'm Sarah Beth Terry and you're not.